Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Alex Sword. Alex, I think we've said it 8 times during this season. I think we have aged 8 years during this entire season. I think all Falcons fans feel the same way. I mean, I can't think of a year, even when Dan Quinn was getting fired and stuff like that, where it was this big of a dumpster fire. And when you just think about, okay, Dan Quinn get fired, the whole Deshaun Watson thing. Now you got this whole thing where you're like, oh, Taylor Heinicke's now the starter. I agree with everyone. This feels like desperation. I don't think Ridder's a good quarterback. I don't think Taylor Heinicke is any better. It almost feels like, at the very least, Ridder is probably going to be with the organization for the next couple of years as the team's backup. And if Arthur Smith is going to be the coach next year, I mean, we're assuming he's coaching for his job, right? He's going to be Arthur Smith's backup. So you would assume like getting him reps right now means a lot more than maybe winning a couple games. I don't even know if Heinicke gives you. The thing about it is it's just another thing about Arthur Smith where you're like, does this guy have any idea what he's doing? Is there any plan towards the future, any look ahead towards anything of the future of this organization or anything? And we talk about it time and time again, and all signs point to one direction. No, he doesn't have any idea whether to worry about now or the future or anything. It just like feels like he has no idea what he's doing. And this is just another sign. Like I keep wanting to make a case for Arthur Smith to stick around, other than Arthur Blank just doesn't want to go through a regime change, which we'll talk about later in the show. But everything he does, it's like, bro, like you probably shouldn't be doing that.
If you have to say, bro, you probably shouldn't be doing that. I think that says it all right there. But this problem, these issues date back to 2022. When they mistakenly stuck with Marcus Mariota or even gave Marcus Mariota a shot to begin with. You should have just seen what you had in Desmond Ridder. Now we would have been at this point we find ourselves in now. Last season, we would have gone into last season knowing we needed a franchise quarterback, trying to find him in one way or another, free agency, the draft, whatever have you. And we would have saved a year. Now we wasted yet another year of some valuable rookie contracts and, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and, you could even go further to AJ Terrell. AJ Terrell is going to need a new contract at the end of this season. So, yeah, I think that there's been mistake after mistake. Terry Fontenot does not go blameless in all of this. Him and Smith, obviously we don't know the intricacies of their relationship and the decision-making behind the scenes. But from everything that I've read and seen from this team, I follow it as close as pretty much anybody. It seems like it's a collaborative effort. Smith kind of vocalizes what he needs /wants, and Fontenot goes out and, executes that. So both of them are culpable in where the Falcons find themselves currently to what we're talking about right now, going to Heinicke. He's not a better option than Ridder, in terms of what has Ridder done that's handicapped this offense and, in turn this team the most. It's the turnovers, and it's the back-breaking turnover-worthy plays. And Heinicke is no better in that department. And in fact, he's worse. Aaron Freeman of Locked On Falcons went through and did their turnover-worthy plays over their career snaps. And Heinicke has like 10 more, yet only having about 10 more career snaps. So, Heinicke doesn't protect the ball any better than Desmond Ridder. He might be a little bit more dynamic with his feet, and I guess he's a little bit more savvy in terms of like his experience, but it doesn't translate to protecting the ball better, and that's been the Achilles heel of this Falcons offense. It hasn't been. Yes, Arthur Smith is at fault, and I to your point, I don't want to defend the guy because he hitched his wagon at Desmond Ridder, and that is damning evidence of like you don't know what the hell you're doing, at least from a quarterback evaluation standpoint, but also Desmond Ridder consistently made Arthur Smith look bad. Now, let's just imagine Arthur Smith had a competent quarterback. Some of those flaws that Arthur Smith has that Desmond Ridder shines, a good quarterback would cover up some of those deficiencies. So, again, I don't know. This does look like a desperation act from Arthur Smith. It does look like he's kind of coaching for his job, though I do think he's going to be back in 2024, which we're going to discuss later in the show. But, guys, and I don't want to be this, happy-go-lucky, optimistic, rah-rah guy, the yes man. They went out there's a very good chance they make the playoffs. That's just the state of the NFC and the state of the NFC South. And I know I don't want to, talk about that too much. We have to discuss today. We got the Colts underdogs at home. But listen, you win these next 3 games and you don't control your own destiny, but you're sitting around a 70% chance to make the playoffs, Chase.
They're not winning these next 3 games. I said it yesterday. They got a better chance of losing all 3 of these games than they do winning these next 3 games. Now, they are the Falcons, so 7-10 is basically what I'm penciling in right now because they're going to win one of these games. It's going to be by a field goal, probably a Taylor Heinicke last-second drive where he looks like a great quarterback and flashes some of the things that he flashes, just like they're literally the same quarterback. It's funny. Like, you got Desmond Ridder and you got Taylor Heinicke as his backup, and they're the same cornerback. They both can throw the ball a little bit. They both are kind of fearless, but fearless to a fault, and that they will put the ball in harm's way. And sometimes, it works out in their favor. And, Drake London snags one and makes a fantastic catch that probably should have been intercepted, and you get to be the hero. It's just, they're like the exact same quarterback. I was pretty shocked to hear this news. I just thought simply, like, you say you're not going to play musical chairs here, and then you start playing musical chairs after a bad performance from Desmond Ridder, which should have been expected. I mean, what has he shown us? It doesn't make it. It's just, like I said, this season has aged me 59 years. Like, I will never let my kids cheer for the Falcons. They do not need to be put through this crap. It truly is incredible.
The good news is the age isn't showing. Chase is actually 40 years old. Doesn't look a day over 30. But I do want to say something. I saw some people going who cover the Falcons for, local radio, local TV, suggesting, they had to say that Taylor Heinicke probably isn't the answer. No. You don't have to say that. It's understood. Taylor Heinicke, no matter what he does over these next 3 games, even if the Falcons win, even if the Falcons get into the playoffs, he is not the answer. The Falcons will, as me and Chase have been talking about ad nauseum for the better half of this entire season, that what we've seen from Desmond Ridder and what we've seen from Taylor Heinicke even before he was in Atlanta is the Falcons are going to be in the market for a quarterback this offseason again.
I think that's about the only good thing that comes out of this entire situation and this breaking news is that we know that they've cut ties with Desmond Ridder. And anybody who thinks that Taylor Heinicke is the answer is the most
delusional.
Is delusional. I mean, they're like, we've already watched this guy play 3 games. We've already watched this guy play 3 seasons in the league. I mean, he's almost 30 years old. He's not going to be the next quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. So the one shining bright light on all this that finally we can just stop acting like Desmond Ridder is the guy. Even the Desmond Ridder hive people who are the most delusional people ever can stop acting like that. And I'm sure someone will be out there backing Taylor Heinicke if we go out and beat the Colts, but he is not going to be the starting quarterback for the Falcons. So the one shining bright moment of all this, at least from what I gathered, was the fact that at least we know that we're getting a new quarterback next season, and we can stop acting like either of these guys are the answer no matter what happens the rest of the season. I don't care if we win out. I don't care if we win a damn playoff game, because I think we'll beat those lousy Eagles if we play them. I still believe that. I told you they're lousy.
Yeah, they're lousy, but we're way worse. We just lost to the worst team in football. That was my point the entire time. Not raining. That the Eagles were raining. Bad.
It was raining.
Oh, that's crap. That's such crap.
Just wait. Desmond Ridder at home, though. Different quarterback at home. Different. Too bad he's not going to be starting, but
it'll be Heinicke.
It'll
be Heinicke if we get there.
I mean, I guess the only good news for us Falcons fans is we know we're going to get a new quarterback. We'll see about the head coach. We're about to talk about the head coach coming after the break. But yeah, it's just been ridiculous all season. It's been a ridiculous season from start to finish, and I don't think we're done. We are not done. Coming over to the break, we're going to talk about Arthur Blank's comments on Arthur Smith.